Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Power Prophet. I am the Power Prophet, and I'm glad to be here today. And I'd like to welcome you to a intuitive reading. I know I haven't been regular, and I apologize for that. I'm still trying to figure out how to manage the tarot card readings or the intuitive readings in relation to all of the other responsibilities that I have. However, I try my best, especially when Ashe, the universal life force, is propelling me or prompting me to absolutely do a reading, because there's someone out there who needs to hear something important from Ashe, from the universal life force. I'm a universal life force reader. That means I tap into a compendium of diverse and multi-vibrational energies that just encase and create and surround and maintain the universe, that bring life, take life, move life, transform life. I truly believe in this. But it's the same as any creator. And you don't have to believe in Ashe or the universal life force to get the messages, because they're coming from a place of purity and clarity. And as an intuitive reader, I channel Ashe, and I use the cards as a means to bring the messages to the individual. I could talk to the person face to face, but in lieu of that, the messages, the cards sort of act as a transmitter, so to speak, of meaning, to make Ashe's meaning clear. So what I usually do, I start off with, and if you like the videos, please like them and please subscribe. Definitely like and subscribe. I start off with some meditative messages that I get to start the reading. Then I pull an oracle card, and then I do a tarot reading, and well, the intuitive reading using the tarot cards, and then I do any clarification with further tarot cards, and then I may do and then I do an oracle reading at the end. What happens in the middle is what happens in the middle. It depends on how many different decks I draw or what I need to clarify. So I want you to know that. And I'm working with several different decks. I have the Angel Wisdom Tarot, and I'll put these in the description box. I have Clive Barker's, well, anyway, the Ancient Egyptian Tarot that I use. I have, and the case is too big to bring out, I use Manzels Tarot II. I have the Light Seers Tarot. These are all used to help provide clarification and understanding. And when the messages shows up in different ways, individuals tend to understand the messages better. I have the Ancestors, the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. I have my favorite Shaman Mystical Oracle. That's weird. And then I have Angelarium Oracle of the Emanations. Now for the oracle cards, sometimes I pull out the book and I read. I try to interpret. I want to interpret first, but I'll pull the book out and read the interpretation, because I find that the people who come to my page like to hear the interpretation maybe to see how it lines up with my own, or maybe expands my own, or maybe can speak to them in a different way. So that's my introduction. So there's 3 segments to my reading: Oracle, Tarot, Oracle. Well, 4 segments: meditative messages, Oracle, Tarot, Oracle. And I draw from a host of different cards depending upon where Ashe wants me to go. But let's get started. I started out with I don't know if you can see this, but it's over and over again: built, torn down, built, torn down, built, torn down, built, torn down. And then there was a little saying at the bottom: open up the door to let love in. So immediately there is a cycle happening here. There's a cycle. I can say insanity, because it's doing the same thing over again and maybe doing it differently and achieving the same results, building something and it's being torn down again. I can say there is a perseverance, and a persistence to you. I can say that maybe you're not accepting help. Open door to let love in. Maybe there is a significant other or partner who you are marginalizing. Maybe there are others who need to be into this, in on this decision to build and tearing down. And is the building may be purposeful, or maybe not. Maybe the building could be an unconscious type of building, a building of a internal or mental infrastructure that needs to be torn down. Maybe it could be an actual building of a relationship. It could be the building of a career. It could be the building of a business. It could be the building of materials. But there's something happening, because every time something is built, it's either torn down purposefully or it's just torn down. And torn down can mean anything from somebody coming to tear it down to individual destroying it intentionally. This can be on both parties' part, intentionally or unintentionally. Torn down can mean maybe that it's wore down and you're building it again and it's being torn down. Only you know what this applies to: person, place, thing, situation. All I know is that it's occurring over and over again, and it's not this cycle or cyclical thing that is happening here. Is happening, I think, without the aid or assistance of others. And maybe the meditative messages are to open the door, like it said, and let love in. And love can be anything from individuals to open the door of your heart to let love in. Maybe you're building things without the right mindset, and they're falling apart. Love could be so many different things. Love can mean abundance, your resources. Loving on. When you're loving on something, you're giving it your all. The love is expansive, and it includes resources and emotions and work. So something is missing. There's a gap. So love is missing. Love needs to come in. There's some sort of insanity in this, because when you do the same thing over and over again and have the same results and you keep doing it, that's something. This could be a relationship, a person, place, thing, situation. But I can say that it's showing that you have some very good, two very good qualities, and that's perseverance and persistence. And the idea of not accepting love or not letting love in could mean maybe you're mentally not mentally having some mental challenges. Maybe your ego is so big you don't think you need help or love in that way. Or maybe it's not the type of love that you think you need, but maybe Ashe will show you that it is the type of love you need. We always try to control things. And in the control of things, we destroy them because we don't allow the person, place, thing, situation to do whatever it is supposed to do for us, because we seek to make it really into our own image. We want everything to match what fits us. And if it doesn't fit us, then it's no good and we need to throw it away. But it's important to let the situation go and not try to continue to fix what you see as wrong, because what may be wrong may be the very thing that helps drive you to another level or provide you with something important or a lesson in life. Or maybe it needs to be karmically worked out. And if you keep jumping in and rebuilding what's torn down, maybe what's being torn down needs to stay down. Now, I'm just giving all of these situations because, all of these different insights, because I'm not exactly sure yet. This is a meditative message session right now, and this is what I'm getting. So what's being built and what's being torn down. So we want to know the what is being built, what is being torn down, and why. And what's the solution, right? So very clearly, what is being built, what is being torn down, how is it torn, and why? And what's the solution? Very simple. We don't know if the cards are going to line up with this meditative messaging, but the goal is to have that. So far, it has been matching up. They have been meeting the intuitive readings with the meditative messages. But you never know. But we're going to ask the cards what's being built so we can get more insight into that. What is being torn down? How is it being torn down? Or what are the hows in this? And why is this occurring? But first we need to assess the overall energy of your reading today. So I'm going to put this aside for right now. And we need to find out your overall energy for today. Okay, so I'm going to pull an Angelarium of Emanations card for you. All right, and we want to see what is the guiding force in all of this, what, how, and why. This idea, of being torn down. Now, I do a pre-meditative shuffle or a pre-session shuffle where I shuffle the cards extensively to cleanse them, to repurpose them according to Ashe, to refresh and reinvigorate them with new daily energy. And I do my readings in the morning. I like to, because it's fresh, it's usually quiet. I live in a city environment, and it's a good time to channel messages, to be open to the universal life force. So I'm going to pull a card for you. Yes, I am going to shuffle because I didn't do the complete shuffle. I just shuffled. I didn't wake him up. I prayed on him, which is important, and I thank Ashe now for giving us the messages that the life force will give us to help give us some insight into this overall tear down, built energy, and letting love in. Yeah? So let's see what we got here. Let's see what pops out. The goal is to get one card. Ashe is in control of this. I'm just letting them pop. Sometimes they pop immediately. Sometimes it takes them a while. So, and there was one that it looked like it wanted to pop, but it didn't quite come up to the surface. This is the overarching energy for this situation. And this card represents you. Represents you and the overarching energy, your overarching energy. Let's see. Come on now. Give me something, Ashe, please. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the messages. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we got something. And we got two. First one that came out, first one I saw was Azrael. No, Azrael, angel of death. And we have Lilo, angel of the night. These are your overarching energies. Let me see if I can get you in here a little closer. These are your overarching energies for your reading. Now, as I look at Azrael, the angel of death, I see that he has his hands in a lot of pots. And he's knowing and tempting, right? Like drawing you in, eyes on every hand, kind of mesmerizing. All of the wings and just the sort of creepy majesty of this card. And he has a halo around his head as if what he is doing is good. But what he is offering, this is the energy that I have. Either the desperate need for knowledge, a desperate need for a fresh perspective, because in death is transformation, right? In death, it gives you the opportunity to be objective, ideally, and to see from many angles what possibly caused this issue or this situation. And the energy is one that suggests something is being torn down. But there is the need to rebuild. But how are we rebuilding? Let's see. This is the energy. Clearly, you are persistent. Clearly, there is some cycle of death here because it's being torn down. Clearly, there's the need to know because the book is being read. And there's the need for knowledge because the apple is being given. So you're asking for these things, but for some reason, the answers are not being given, or you're not hearing the answers. Let's see if we can get a broader understanding. But I see, as I place this card down on the table, a warmth has overtaken it. There's a warmth to this card. There is some satisfaction in the idea of death and transformation. Maybe the idea of building and being torn down is something that is not bad. Maybe it's something that gives you purpose. And maybe the building and tearing down is not insanity. Maybe it's the purpose. To build, tear down, to build, tear down. And maybe tear down doesn't need to be looked at in a negative light. Maybe tear down means to make room. Maybe the building is growing and the tearing down is because of the growth that is occurring in this situation with this individual at this place in relation to this thing. You know, person, place, thing, situation. So maybe it is about growth, or in the depth of whatever it is, it's because it's growing. So let's just see if we can get a deeper reading. Give me a second with the book. See if the book can give some more insight that may be helpful. You will know, and the knowledge will fill you, even as it consumes your soul. So this talks about a grim harvest is not to be feared, but demands respect as few other things in time and space. So what this is suggesting is that what you're building is not really reaping the rewards that you want, but instead of persevering in that particular situation, you keep changing it, and it is consuming you. That's why you keep building it over and over again. The harvest, it's like you want immediate results. And that's what I get with Lilil here, who is also part of the night, but not death per se. She flits around and lights the stars, but she occupies the darkness, or this entity occupies the darkness. The cards really have no gender. It's just my own inadequacies that make me want to put gender on these. These cards are genderless, and they can apply to male, female, masculine energy, or female energy. Or a mixture of all energies of gender identity. So they cut across the board. But Laylil in this picture may be the energy of love and resource, because she goes around with energy and force and lights the stars. So in one hand, you are fearing the harvest, so you're tearing down. But like it said, open the door and let love in. You're not giving it enough time for the fire to be lit, for Lilo to light the fire on that particular situation, so that you can reap a harvest. So the idea of the energy is one where you're blocking, and that you want immediate results, okay? And so there's one energy of impatience and a barrier, which is a barrier, and there's another energy that says all you have to do is just relax. Stick with something. The perseverance is about persevering with the rebuilding, the continual rebuilding. But the perseverance has to be with the one thing or situation, person. The persistence. Okay? So the energy here is to just let the door open. That's the energy pouring out. And then on your side, it's no. So this is a very interesting dynamic. I love dualities. And everything's a duality. We wouldn't exist in life without dualities. The good and the bad. The up and the down. You know, it's such a Western idea, dualities. But they're interesting. They're like puzzles. Yes, so that's the overarching energy. And what did we ask? We said, what were our questions? What is being built? Too many things. We see that. How is it being built? It's built through lack of patience. What is being torn down? Your dreams. Why? Because of impatience. So let's take a deeper look into this situation. I'm going to draw out Manzels because I want to know more about what could be serving as a barrier. I want to know, what is it? What I think is important is to identify this idea of impatience and barrier, because it's serving as a barrier. So I'm just going to ask the cards, what barriers are preventing you from allowing one dream to grow to I can't even talk, full fruition, as opposed to tearing down and redoing it? I could see 1, 2 times, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times of tearing something down and rebuilding. Now, we all know that death signifies transformation, and it's usually a huge transformation. But when you got tons of micro builds and nothing to show for it, a bad harvest, it means that your idea of rebuilding and tearing down is not working for you. Whatever that person, place, thing, situation is. Okay, as I said, I shuffle the cards very intensely prior to coming to you, and then I shuffle them again once I know more about the energy, so Ashe can work whatever the entity works to provide the messages. Thank you. And I thank you. I thank you. So what are some of these challenges? What are some of these barriers that are being faced right now? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the barriers that are being faced right now? Ashe, what are some of the challenges? What are some of the barriers that are being faced right now? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the barriers being faced right now by this individual? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the barriers that are being faced right now? What are some challenges? What are some of the barriers? What's an issue? Thank you. 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 Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Manzels Tarot II. Okay, it doesn't matter what order they fall out in. Ashe is all-knowing, and I don't need to organize. We got the King of Pentacles. They'll probably be put into a different... We got the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Emperor. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Six of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Cups. Can you see this spread? You got it? You got this spread? This is one of the most powerful spreads that I have witnessed since I have been reading. You have the King, the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Emperor. And you got the Seven of Swords. King of Pentacles. If things are not going the way you want them to go, it's a problem. This is genderless. Micromanager. Powerful person. Clearly is well resourced. And extremely ego-driven. Emperor. However, you have all the power. So looking at the what, how, and why, this energy, this miserly, mean energy that I'm getting from this powerful person who is really the one in charge of this building and tearing down, you are the problem. Sorry, didn't mean to say that so forcefully. Your attitude, your perspective, and you have too much resource and you don't know what to do with it. So you keep spinning it around, recycling it in a situation that is not proving fruitful, not reaping any harvest. And perhaps that's harvest for other ones, because it seems to me that you do have a lot of resource. So maybe you are in charge of something, people, in charge of a business that you just keep redoing. I think it has implications. I believe through Ashe there are implications that you're not really seeing the fruits of your action. You know there is a harvest issue here. And it seems with this Page of Pentacles, again suggesting a wealth of resources, that indeed you are like really not paying attention. It's like you have some sort of chip on your shoulder. And it's definitely not related to spirituality, because you are not a spiritual person per se, or not a religious person. I don't think you are a spiritual person at all. It's really all about the bottom line for you, whatever that bottom line is. Whether you're in charge of employees, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're in charge of a situation. And you got the Six of Pentacles. I mean, you're pinnacled out here. King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. And then you have the Three of Cups. This is your harvest. It's meager. Just what it said under Azrael. And your spirituality is a little suspect. So this is what I'm getting here. So if we're looking at the why it's being built, it's being built because you have a need to feel powerful, feel in charge. to feel in control of something. You have a lot of resource and you just keep wasting it. And it's bringing you little benefit. Hence the reason why we had Azrael come up, because it's really showing that the death of this ongoing perpetual death of person, place, thing, situation is not reaping any reward, and you don't have any higher source to connect to, which is problematic. And you're a very powerful person and ego driven, but you have a chip on your shoulder. You're not seeing things clearly. You're looking at it through a lens that may be clouded by whatever. I'm not exactly sure. This Six of Pentacles just seems to suggest a little bit of that, looking for perspective, or not looking for perspective, and how that leaves you sitting there in the dark wondering how this happened. Why are my resources so low? Well, one reason is because you don't have any spiritual situatedness, no spiritual positionality, no spiritual connection with nature, the universe, a higher creator, nothing. And when you have somebody who doesn't practice compassion or empathy, or doesn't have those things, the idea of things falling down rapidly and needing to be rebuilt makes sense. Okay? I'm wondering if we need some, yes, I'm being told we need some clarification. And I'm wondering if I would like to use the Ancient Tarot or the Whisperers. Ashe, which deck would you like me to pull? Which deck am I supposed to pull? I think today I'm going to do the Ancient Tarot because it just feels good in my hands. Some cards have a weight to them, which I like. They don't make cards like this anymore that actually have weight. And I miss these cards. My ancient Egyptian tarot cards. But anyway, this is your reading. So you're sitting there with a puss face, wondering what's going on, what's happening to your money, or to your resource. I don't know why I keep wanting to go back to money. I mean, the Pentacles always suggest to me just rich resources. That doesn't involve money completely. It is included, but that's not the end-all be-all of what resources are included. But it definitely looks like you're alone and in this endeavor. And these are all your ideas you're thinking up. You have very little feminine energy. I think this is very masculine energy going on here. Very ego-driven, very one-up-like. A woman can have masculine energy. A man can have feminine energy. Energies can be mixed. A person can have both female and male energies. I mean, in this world, individuals are so complex, you never know. And they're all valid, and they're all real. Yeah? Yeah. I just want some more details. I want some more details about what this situation could possibly be. Ashe. Some details on the situation, what it could possibly mean, be. Are there any more details to share with us? Some problems, some some other additional insights. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. That came out real quick. We have the Wands. We have the Three of Wands. We have the disc. Eight of disc. We have Judgment. We have the Four Cups. Four Cups. Upside down. Nine of disc. And we have the Star. I would say there's a detachment from reality going on here. This is detachment from reality going on here. Your mind is unsettled. And you think about your losses. And even though you don't have any spirituality, you believe you're being judged. And your lack of spirituality or connected with a higher power is what is causing this power. You have the Star here, which is a major arcana, which would suggest that things are going to, we looked at Lilil. This is connecting us with Lilil, who's lighting the stars. But your stars are not being lit. Your bounty is it's just pouring away from you. Whatever it is you're building is crumbling, and you're trying to save it. And you need to let it go. Let death do its job. Let transformation do its job, because it's not working for you. You're too in control of something that needs to be controlled by the journey, not by your ego. That's what these cards suggest. Let's see if Angel Wisdom could tell us something else. Yeah. I'm sorry this reading is not the best reading. Thank you, Ashe. Thank you for all the messages you give. They all help. But I think this is a wake-up call for somebody. I really do. It's a wake-up call for you. You know, I mean, your mind is not where it needs to be. You're in a state, you present well, but inside you're not well. And there's some journeying that needs to go on. You need to I believe Ashe is pointing out the fact that your lack of spirituality may be causing a problem. Your lack of connectivity to something that you can feel has a higher power or gives you a sense of peace. You don't have peace. I only want a few of these to come out. They have messages on them. I wonder if they want to say anything that might be helpful to this reading. This is the Angel Wisdom Tarot. Oh, that was weird. We got a 4 here. Let's see if there's anything else that needs to come out. Solutions. We need solutions. We need solutions. I ask you for a card. We need solutions. Ashe solutions to help this individual, to help this person. Their actions and their mindset. They present well, but they don't have the head for what's going on. I'm not sure what this person, place, situation thing is. It seemed like it was an employer, and then that sort of dissolved. But it's somebody who has a lot of resource. One card. Oh, we got one. This is the 7 of Wands. Stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Have confidence. Challenge those in power, but choose your battles wisely. That's the key. Choose your battles wisely. You're fighting on every front. And that is what this card is showing. Fighting on every front. I mean, you're not upset for no reason. There are reasons why. Let's see if we can get another one. There's reasons why you're upset. I mean, there are things that are coming, you know, the challenges of life. But you don't keep building down, building and tearing down over and over again repeatedly. Because there is no sense of accomplishment. Like this says, choose your battles. Maybe the confidence is the issue. Maybe that's why the ego is so overwhelming right now. Because the confidence is a problem. So you make up for it with ego. Yeah? I'm not sure. Let's see. we have the Princess of Cups. Sensitive, open-hearted, moody messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences, romantic encounters, social innovation events, heightened psychic. This card is showing that with spiritual renewal, because the water suggests spirituality, right? And renewal and restoration. It just shows that if you open up, it says open a door, let love in. If you can harvest those traits of sensitivity, open-heartedness, understand your lack of experience, that you will be in a better position. You will, and your cup will floweth over. But until you can start to build these traits of sensitivity, open-heartedness, and understand what you don't know, and find people who can fill in those gaps, you're going to keep on experiencing the same discomfort that you have been, unfortunately. So we're going to let that go. So we know we answered some of the questions. We answered the what is being built. What is being built is homage to yourself, right? Because you're building these things in relation to selfish goals and endeavors. They're not to be altruistic. They're because of the issues you face, and when you face an issue, you quit and shut down and start over again. That is not the correct way to do things. That is going to continue to keep you stuck in a childlike, inexperienced position. Okay? Why the teardown? The teardown is because of your ego. When one thing goes down, you can't take it and you close it. You're micromanaging, you're trying to be in everything, you're not allowing things to grow the way they're supposed to, and that's why it's being torn down. Sometimes the tear down is purposefully because it's either happening on the other side, the second party, whether that's a situation, job, place, or the tear down is you because you're seeing it's not working, one little thing, and you're out of the door. It's problematic, and you're a little paranoid in all of this. How is it being torn down? It's being torn down by you and others. But more, the root of the teardown evolves from your own lack of commitment and desire to be more committed to the situation. So in essence, you are actually tearing down whatever this situation is. Now I'm going to say this could have already happened. It is happening now, or it will happen in the future. Why is it being torn down? Because you're not picking and choosing your battles. Instead of battling, you're choosing to just start all over again every time. What's the solution? The solution is to get with you, to become more aware of your own understandings, to open your heart up, to be more sensitive to others, to be more open-hearted, to understand what you don't know and seek to fill in those gaps. Wow, this is intense. So yes, that is what needs to occur. Now let's see what kind of oracle messages we can get out of this today. How? Well, let's see well, let's go to the angels and ancestors. Let's see what sort of what sort of tools and thought patterns that you need to establish, or personality traits that are important to get this situation going. Because just being sensitive and open-hearted is not going to help you to build. Like I said, death comes to transform. people, places, things, situation. So you've torn down. You're getting ready to rebuild again. You're getting ready to start that cycle. So the last message was open the door up and let love in. Let's see what type of love it's talking about. And love means, in this instance, tools, strategies, understandings of self, things on that level. Oh, what am I doing? I'm already ahead of myself. Thank you, Ashe. Thank you for the messages. Thank you. 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 Thank you for the messages. Now we wake them. Not that they haven't been awoken before. Let's see. Open your heart up. Pick and choose your battles. You got that? Let's see. There you go. That's fun spread. Let me take a look at that. Well, I'll see what's going to come out here. How can we rectify this situation? What are the solutions? What are the solutions? What are the solutions to this situation? Solutions to the situation. This is a new deck. It's a little sticky. I've been working at them every day. Still takes a while. What are solutions to this situation? Obviously, there are a lot. There was a whole group, bunch of cards that wanted to fall out. Thank you, Ashe. 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 Well, we got one. We got two. That's good. Now, where is the box for these? All right, there we go. We got the Shaolin and we got the High Priest. Intend, create, be graceful in movement and action. Number one, you need to realize your power. Because obviously, if you're struggling the way you're struggling, you don't realize how powerful you are as a being. And that comes from your lack of connectivity with a higher power. You cannot understand your power unless you understand how expansive it is. Unless you're doing some sort of spiritual soul searching, you're not going to get to that level. But it's telling you you need to be graceful in this moment and not force fit a circle into a triangle, but put a circle into a circle hole. Okay? It's telling you that you have the might, the precision, the understanding, and the ability to act, to turn the situation around, to let love in. The next one, the High Priest, again suggesting your need for spirituality. This time, do it with intention. Create with intention. Not just create because it's a monument to yourself and it's going to make you feel good about you. Create with the intention of there's a hawk here. Hawks have like laser vision. They float on the air. They are just majestic animals, right? So intend and create with the goal of helping, because there was judgment in that last batch of cards, which means you're not really reaching out. This man is reaching out. He has the hawk that covers a broad range and sees through different perspectives and different ways. So it's saying that you need to understand the power you have to be detailed. You are as deadly as a praying mantis, and praying mantis are highly intelligent. And you need to use this grace, this precision, this self-control, in which you create. Yes? What do we think? Those are your tools. One more card. One more card. It's the last oracle card. And if you practice these things, I think it will heighten your spirituality or your connectivity with you and yourself. There may be a disconnect there between you and you, which is very real. You know what I mean? The disconnects are real. We can be disconnected, detached from our body, and we usually are. Our ego is the detachment point. The ego detaches us from reality. The ego is illusion. Why do I keep wanting to do that? Is Ashel propelling me to do that? Ashe? Could that be it? So this is our final mystical shaman card to give you the final message for the day. Let's see what comes out. I'm only taking one card. If you want to answer the question, you can. But this is to close the reading. Oh, we got one. The Holy Mountain. Everything. And it's 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. Everything is screaming. Broaden your spirituality. Open up to the spiritual realm. The Holy Mountain. So what does this have to say? Let's see. What's our ending message? The Holy Mountain invites you to go on a sacred pilgrimage to acquire vision and perspective. The hawk gives perspective. Choosing your battles gives perspective. Perspective. Being graceful in your movement and actions give perspective, because you're being controlled and quiet and listening. Wow. First, you must accept the present situation as an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Find a sacred altar where others who came before you have prayed and found wisdom, and make an offering there. Make a commitment to walk with courage, love, and compassion until you see the clarity and perfection of it all. When the holy mountain shows up, it is a time to be active. Do not let your doubts deter you and keep you bound. This is a time to leap over challenges, and remember that from the top of the mountain there are no obstacles, only beauty and an unobstructed view of the entire earth. There's no need to go on shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to climb the holy mountain. You already have all the gear you need. Overcome any lethargy, indolence, and laziness, as these are the real obstacles. Now you take that and ponder that. Great substantive reading. I thank you for joining me today. I hope that this reading can do something for you and provided you with some food for thought and some ways to act. And I thank you for joining me today. And I wish you a blessed time. I pray over your family and you in this time of COVID-19 and other infections that you remain safe. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you for joining me. This is the Power Prophet. Thank you. Bye-bye.